Hello and welcome to 2 Minute Watches. Today we've got the Timex Noah Moonphase collaboration. I've reviewed a previous one in gold, which comes with a tan leather strap. This one comes in a silver case with a more dark brown. And I think this is something that, particularly for me, it gives a much more modern, sophisticated vibe. The previous one with the gold and tan gives a bit more of a vintage flavour. I think that personally for me, this is probably closer to what I wear, maybe because modern day, so many people wear those stainless steel sports watches, divers and such, that a dress watch which goes gold may be a bit too much of a jump. So anyway, from my perspective, I think something like this is a lot more wearable. So you've got the 37 by 25 millimeter dimensions, nice case size. I'll have a wrist shot later. Comes with a very nice alligator effect leather strap. You can see the Timex logo with the top grain cowhide, always nice. And you have a signed buckle there, the Timex logo. Moonphase watch with the Noah logo on the side, which gives it just a little bit of touch of colour, particularly with the red cross, but not too intrusive. And you've got Timex there. With the date window at the 6 o'clock, I think it gives it a nice level of symmetry. The classic Roman numeral markers around the side with the rail track, very nice. You also see the slight silver beads that are playing around on the racetrack, quite nice. I like that date window is circle. Might not be to everyone's taste, but I think it works quite well for me. The hands are, you've got a second hand, ticking second hand as well as the minute and hour, which you wouldn't have on, for example, a quartz Cartier tank. Crown, pretty simple, nothing particularly of note there. At the back you have the Noah logo. See, movement, Thailand. Actually didn't know that. And then strap, China. You've got designed and engineered by Timex. You've got 18mm lug to lug, which will make it really good for your strap. A wrist shot here, so it's 37mm lug to lug by 25. You can see even on my 6.25-inch wrist, it wears very, very easily. It kind of disappears. Obviously, you have the thickness to the watch that comes from that kind of reverso-esque dimensions, a bit more boxy. I'll say grandfather clock vibe. I'm not sure actually that that's the right comparison, but it definitely has more presence, and you're looking at something that is going to stick out a little bit more than, say, a Cartier tank, where the quartz, really thin kind of case, really wraps around the wrist a bit more than this. But this definitely has its own look to it. It's something that if you don't mind having a bit more boxy, that will work really well. But I think crucially is the fact that having owned a Dolce Vita, for example, it does hang quite off the wrist a lot more. This is closer to the Cartier tank dimensions than, say, Dolce Vita or even a Hamilton, which is a bit more rectangular. This is a bit closer to the square, which may favour some people, particularly with shorter wrists, as you don't get that overhang. So from a wearability perspective, I think this would suit most.